whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today, but if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on do our live stream. You also have access to premium content. Those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right? I'll holla. Peace. The place to be is right here with me on channel gboot2786, on Gavin Richard, and on Gavin Rich2786 if you're watching on Periscope. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a late show of the Gavin Richard Presents Random Topics. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you are blessed and doing safe tonight. We have a lot to get into. We'll be discussing the following. Dell and Sonya Curry are heading for Splitsville. How to manage your resources, R. Kelly trial, day 3, and of course, Boosie Badass versus the Breakfast Clubs. If you are tuning in and this is your first time, welcome to our channel. We appreciate all who have contributed to making this channel a success, especially our 1,000 subscribers that we have, 1,000 plus. We thank you all for tuning in. Those that are tuning in, I know it's late, but we're going to get started in a minute. So just sit back, relax, get your popcorn ready. We're going to talk about this. Oh, look who's in the building. Black Voltron Reloaded. A big B1 salute to YouTube, Black Voltron. I saw you on Jason Black's podcast, I believe, over the weekend. So shout out to you. And shout out to One Who Cares, who always is the first commentee on this platform. So, guys, I do want to take care of a few house notes. If you are interested in advertising again, you can email me at gavin.grich1@gmail.com. You can also hit up the Patreon at with the link at the bottom if you want to support me, since this channel is not going to be monetized. You also have ways to support through the links at the bottom via the Cash App, Gavin Richard Esquire, Google Pay, gavin.grich1@gmail.com, as well as the PayPal and Zelle, which is the phone number there. So with all of that being said, shout out, Dark Skin Brother is there. Okay, yeah, that's fine if you got to watch the replay tomorrow. I know we started a little bit late tonight, but I appreciate you all for tuning in. So without further ado, let me get started. Let me also take this opportunity, if you would like to, please check out my seasoning company, Nawny'sCreoleBlends.com. That is our website, Nawny'sCreoleBlends.com. Also, if you would, I would ask you, of course, to take a look at our show's theme song, Gotta Get On Up, which is how we start the show every live stream I do. I always start with this song. Now, of course, I will play that in a minute, although I'm likely to get another copyright strike, but it's just a matter of me dealing with my record company, so I got to take care of that. But sit back, relax, guys, and we're going to be tuning in to another edition of Random Topic Tuesdays on channel gboot2786. Let us begin. Into my eyes, girl. Oh, hold on. As we glide. me what you got. Gotta feel the groove.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the.
Right now the party's wasted. There's nothing much to do. But once the groove gets started, tell me, what do you have to lose? Just look into my eyes, girl, as we glide across the room. And what to my surprise now, the beat takes hold of you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to feel your body moving. Gotta get all up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get all up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the.
Tell the DJ play the whispers. Rock steady in the mood. Put on earth, wind, and fire. Tonight we're gonna groove. Show me how you do the four corners. Electric slide or two. Hit the bus stop or do the bunny hop, baby. It's really up to you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get all up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the.
Now 2020 hasn't been the best year of all times. We've been dealing with death, the pandemic, racism, bad policing, and all the bad rhymes. But like Uncle Snoop once said, if you breathe and you achieve. And so if you're ready, I need you all to get on up. Are you ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Get your butt on the dance floor. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. This jam we appreciate. We're gonna slide and step on the beat. On the dance floor is where we'll be.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up
and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor.
Get on the floor, baby. Yeah, gotta get on the floor, baby. Come on, baby, gotta get on the floor, baby.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. It's time to get on up. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you are blessed and doing safe. Guys, I am going to be doing this just via my voice instead of my looks, since I'm chilling right now in my jammies and I don't want to see you guys. I don't want you guys to see me in bed at the moment. But hope you all are doing safe. Before I begin, I want to wish a happy birthday to a living legend, ladies and gentlemen. We have to give this birthday shout out and salute to the one and only Mr. Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, a stand-up comedian, the great stand-up comedian's birthday is today. He makes 48 years, 48 revolutions around the sun. So let us give a round of applause to Mr. Chappelle, ladies and gentlemen, as we can. Can we give him a big clap? One of the funniest men to ever grace the stand-up stage, an intellectual himself. Yeah, Today is his 48th birthday. So shout out to Dave Chappelle. I've never seen Dave Chappelle live. I know that I believe, was supposed to be coming live to New Orleans last year, or he came actually a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And he's very sensitive about. I know he and Chris Rock, they have a rule, especially about not bringing cell phones and stuff into the stadiums or into the theaters. And that's because they want to make sure that their material stays fresh, especially if it goes to another audience. That's one of the things you want to do as a stand-up comedian, is to keep your stuff fresh. What's up, Black Mama? Black Mama is in the building. All right. So, salute to Chappelle. Welcome back, bitch. All right. That's my Dave Chappelle impression, you know? It's better doing Whoopi. Okay, Whoopi is very raspy. See, I can't even do Whoopi all the way because I have voice. Oh God, I can't do. I can do Whoopi, but when I try to, really, my voice gets sore. Literally, it doesn't get that sore when I do Nick Nolte. I want the Iceman. Okay, yeah, I forgot. I have allergies right now, so it's a little hard. But anyway, yeah, salute to Dave Chappelle. Today is his 48th birthday, so happy birthday, Mr. Chappelle. Also, what else we got going on tonight? I got a, I got another question. Who the hell is Fresh and Fit? I've been seeing this going on. I saw O'Shea Duke Jackson talk about it, and a couple of other people. I saw Professor Black Truth uh, do stuff on them, but these Negroes, I could be honest with you. I don't know half or some of the people that are on uh, those platforms. I don't really pay attention to them too much. But apparently, he had said, somebody said somebody went into, from what O'Shea said, somebody went into dude's apartment and basically threatened one of his co-hosts, and dude had a gun waiting for him or whatever. So not the dude that broke in, but the guys that were in the studio. But I really don't. No one's really asked me about it. I don't really pay too much attention to that type of stuff. Worrying about others, worrying about what's going on. So it was just interesting that I heard that, and so I was wondering if anybody knew what that was about. But anyway, man, we're gonna get right into it because guys, I don't know about y'all, but I have been working so damn hard. This show would have gone on probably a little bit earlier, but I have been tied up with work, and I just go ahead and, I've been working. I get to work from home, especially with the pandemic, doing some review, and so honestly, I have worked over 12 hours on some of my projects, and I'm trying to finish up working on my book. Actually, I want to touch that up. I think I will be completely finished with it this week, by the end of this week, and probably by next week I'll have a trailer ready for you all, so that way you can go out and buy the book. So y'all stay tuned for that. I also have some new music I'm thinking of dropping probably this Thursday. I know I said I was going to do it today, but I like to have everything fresh and set. So I'll debut it this Thursday, and it's called Video Soul. So y'all get ready for that. That's going to be tight. And I'm going to bring on Sean, and I don't know what we'll talk about, but we'll find something to discuss. And I see Black Mama. Shout out to you, Beauty, and everyone else. So let's get started, man, and let's just talk about what the hot topic is today. The random topic is Splitsville. Unfortunately, Dell and Sonya Curry, the patriarch and matriarch, respectively, of the Curry family in the NBA, are getting a divorce, according to reports that are being read that have come out from TMZ as well as the Grio. Dell and Sonya Curry are divorcing each other after 32 years of marriage. Now, Dell and Sonya have, according to the documents, have been accusing each other of sexual impropriety, meaning that Dell is saying that his wife has engaged in uh, acts of illicit sexual misconduct, but Sonia, in her filing for divorce, she actually stated that when she filed this back in June, she said that she cited Dell's marital conduct. So this is the couple here. That's their daughter-in-law, Aisha, and that's Steph. Of course, they have two other children, Seth and Seidel, who is dating or is married rather to uh, another basketball player. Seth, of course, is dating Doc Rivers' daughter. Respectfully, her daughter's name is Callie Rivers. They're married. I said dating. They're married. Excuse me. Callie Rivers. And Sedell is married to uh, Damian Lee, who plays with the Warriors as well. So Steph's brother-in-law is his teammate, and they play on the same team. So this family, they've had they've been traditionally nothing you can say has happened to the Curry family. I know I have my issues with Steph, like some stuff that Steph Curry's wife has said, and y'all have seen it. No, Lamiko. Nick Nolte was struggling to drink some beer while he was going after the Iceman. You know, because Aisha Curry, she's not bad looking, but she said some stuff about recently, even about how Steph essentially lets her, they have a gender neutral, I believe, approach to parenting or to roles in the household. And it's a shame. Well, I don't agree with it. Everybody has a different parenting style. But essentially, with this, let me focus on Dell and Sonya Curry. We've always seen them uh, at the games as they're pictured right here. This is courtesy of TMZ. I hate TMZ, but that was during a NBA championship. I believe that was Steph's first NBA championship year, 2015. And, they've had nothing bad you could say about the couple, I've that I knew of. And Sonya Curry, I couldn't believe that was Steph's mom because she's still an attractive woman. She's got the Vanessa Williams thing going on there. But 33 years of marriage going down the drain. And she says that in filings that his his adultery was well known in the family. But she says she didn't expose the lurid details in one final act to protect Dell and family from possible public exposure and scrutiny. Sonya says once Dell publicly accused her of being unfaithful, she was left with no choice but to fire back in defense of herself. And they've been separated for over a year now, according to Sonya Curry. So 33 years of marriage going down the drain. And it makes you wonder. A lot of people think is marriage obsolete. The institution of marriage in and of itself has been under attack. The family unit in general has been under attack by dark forces in both government and in the media. Of course, we know about I've always talked about the LGBTQ. I won't dig up that wound, but the alphabet people, the agenda that they have. if you listen very closely to some of the comments that they have made in the past, I've actually, I mean, it's no open secret. I'm not speaking something that's hate. A few of their activists have even talked about how they want to change the definition of marriage and saying it should change, and it has. It has. The but she said, but what I was referring to was that you know what, I might have been mistaken on Steph and Aisha on the gender role aspect, but she said that what Aisha actually said was how Steph was very patient, but can't multitask for anything, and but he's good with the kids. Now, this is the brother that makes the living for the family. Steph Curry is arguably one of the greatest NBA players in NBA history of all time, and it's sad that his parents' divorce shouldn't have anything to do with uh, him. Well, of course, it has something to do with him personally, but certainly doesn't reflect on him, nor does it reflect on his brother, Seth, or his sister, Sadell. It doesn't reflect on them. So it's sad to see that the parents saying they're going to co-parent and grandparent, co-grand, co-grandparent and co-parent the kids respectfully, which that seems to be good when you try to work stuff out with the kids. But divorce is always messy. Divorce is always messy, man. And when thankfully the kid. Here's the thing: they can't co-parent the kids. The kids are all grown up, right? The kids are all grown up, and so Dell, you know, and Sonya, at this point, I mean, I I hope brother had a good prenup, but I mean, they're alleging divorce of each other, adultery upon each other. For all we know, I don't know what's in their marriage, but they could have had open relationship and just got fed up with it. A lot that goes on in these in Hollywood, and especially with celebrity couples, power couples, and athletes. These women know that their husbands sleep around, so it's not a shock. It is not a surprise. So I don't know if she was truly surprised by it. I don't see how she could have been surprised. She had to have known that. So could be that she just didn't want to expose her children to that. Oh, what I'm sharing here in that video, in that picture, what you're looking at from Jason Black's Facebook page, what he was talking about, and what I was referring to, Jason stated, she says he's very patient but can't multitask for anything, but he's good with the kids. She looks at him as faithful but incompetent beta male who takes care of the children while she gets excited by other men. Very ungrateful and not respectful. Mark my words. Hate to see another PJ Washington in the making. Well, remember when she did that? When she was talking about how, and my issue with what she said was how she felt that she was unwanted and wanted to be uh, desired, I guess, in a way, because women love attention, like by other men. I was like, girl, your husband is one of the best NBA players of all time. Why are you saying stuff like that in public? You've been married for 10 years with three kids. You're a chef and entrepreneur. This is a multi-millionaire NBA player with endorsements coming at him left and right. And so it may, I don't think it reflects on Steph, but I'm sure, he is frustrated at what he's seeing. Yes, society makes people very attention seeking. Society, it tells us you got to have, society tells us you got to have 1,000 people like your videos in order for you to be successful. Society tells you that you're gonna have to you have to dress a certain way. You have to look a certain way in order to be desired. We do it all the time, even when we're on social media, when we're on Facebook, we post things because we want people to like us. We want people to like what we have to say. We want to make people laugh. The job, obviously in my line of work, in the line of stand-up comedy, your job is to make people laugh. Comedians have Instagram profiles. They have Facebook profiles to draw attention to people. Yeah, she's in the cat's bird. She's got everything at her disposal and is not satisfied. And it makes Steph come off like he's a damn beta male. I think I was getting that mixed up with either, I think it was Dwayne Wade that said that they don't have gender roles, which doesn't surprise me in that household. But man, this is sad to see. You don't let your kids get Instagram. They're 22 and 21. They're adults. What you get letting them barely let them get a social media, black mama? Shit, they need to be out on their behinds in their own places. Oh wait, I can't talk because I'm still in. I can't talk about that. Let me stop. Never mind. Redo. Redo. Okay. Yeah. 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 Your house, your rules. But yeah, man, this is sad to see that couple 33 years of marriage. Let me ask y'all in the chat: do y'all think marriage is obsolete? Are you interested in getting married? Because it seems I'm not going to say that it's played out. I don't believe marriage is played out because my parents are still married after 45 years. It'll be 45 years this December that my parents have been married. So I don't want to say that marriage is a waste of time or it can't be done. Yeah, it can, but the way that marriage is now, the way that things have been set up in our court systems in our country, just what we have established, it seems like the institution, like I said before, it's taking a hit. It seems like is marriage. A lot of people think it's marriage needs. Men don't want to get married because they don't want to lose their assets, or they don't want to deal with the stress of child support, of custody issues, because the court systems is, you know, I work in the court system. Obviously, I'm not going to say anything disparaging about lawyers or judges because I'm a lawyer. I've done family law work. I still do, but I see it all the time. It's just like people try to avoid certain things, try to avoid other individuals because they don't want to deal with. Uh, I don't think men is so much not dealing with commitment; it's the responsibilities that come with that commitment. And some women even don't want to get married. That would not surprise me with Miko if that is the case. But good luck to Dell and Sonya Curry. I certainly don't wish seeing that on any couple. But Dell, if you need a lawyer, call me. One who cares says marriage is what you make it almost 27 years for me. Well, good for you. All right. I mentioned Wade earlier. I gotta mention this because this came up. Speaking of which, because I don't want to play the entire video, but Boosie made an appearance on the Breakfast Club on yesterday, and I can't play. Obviously, I don't want to play it, but Boosie he stood his ground against the Breakfast Clubs. Now, I don't know if any of you all watch or listen to Breakfast Club. I've stopped listening to it and stopped watching it because I realized that Charlemagne, DJ Envy, and those cats, they are pushing, and Angela Yee, they push an agenda. If you all just look in the back, you know, just look in the back behind Boosie, and you see that rainbow flag. That just tells you everything you need to know about the Breakfast Clubs. But I was done when Charlemagne and those guys were, Charlemagne the God came out, and he Charlemagne was saying different stuff about Monique. That wasn't what set me off, but then when I started to see the other stuff that was going on, they had we got computer robots here. Sorry, y'all, I wasn't talking. Somebody just sent me a notification. But yeah, but it's cheaper to keep her talking and grubbing. It's cheaper to keep her. That's what Johnny Taylor says. I don't know what their prenup is, but adultery doesn't protect that. But let me get back to this because we switch to the next topic. Boosie Badass versus the Breakfast Club. So I grew up. Well, I didn't grow up, but in my late teens, early 20s, when Hurricane Katrina hit, my family and I relocated to Baton Rouge. So that '06 year when Boosie came out with "Wipe Me Down" with Webby and out, and that was his breakout song. I still remember that. Clubs were popping. I mean, even the bowling alleys, they were playing that song, "Wipe Me Down." So I was that was huge, especially on the yard at Southern with Fox and Webby, Boosie Badass. That was '06. So '06, '07. So I remember when all of that was popping, and that was actually his breakout song. But Boosie, hold on a second, y'all. I gotta fix my damn fan. But Boosie held his own. He held his own. He's not the type of person who he's not the most articulate person in the world. No, he's not. But that's not the point. The point of the video and what I'm talking about, Black Voltron, is that he still stood his ground about what he was talking about. And you had Angela Yee, and that's another reason why I stopped watching, because Angela Yee, to me, she's an airhead. Angela Yee, I've noticed when they had Malik, then that was really the main thing. When the Breakfast Schlubs had Milk Yogurt and those four people come on his platform and basically push their agenda, push their narrative on straight people, on heterosexual people. You could be whatever you want to be, like Boosie says, but I got a right to live my life too how I see it and guide my children the way I see it. He said, what y'all essentially are doing is letting the children guide the parent. He actually said that. And actually, that was the best thing that Boosie said during that. And they brought Flame Monroe out. They and Flame and Boosie. She was interesting about Flame, who was transgender. Flame said that he didn't want his son to be gay. He didn't like that. But they still brought them out to change Boosie's thing. And they tried to make it look and change it. That's Flame Monroe. They tried to make it look like Boosie was speaking ill. They kept changing the narrative on the LGBTQ, like he was speaking ill of it. What's up, Toph B? Well, and what he was talking about, obviously, he was making comments about the rapper Lil Nas X, because if you remember, Boosie said that he would, if he was at the awards show, I'm paraphrasing, what he was talking about, if Lil Nas X came out there talking about he was gonna strip down naked on an award show, he would have whipped his ass. And Lil Nas X was talking about how he was scared and so forth, supposedly, and they removed Boosie's Instagram over this stuff like this. And he caught Angela Yee and so forth. And those guys were talking, Angela's like, well, you don't know if people are gay. You know, they don't feel comfortable. Perhaps they feel comfortable not coming out and so forth. Well, he said, how do you know they're gay? I just assume, but you don't know that. So he kind of reversed it on her when he did, when they were talking about this. But just look at the comments. Look at the title, and you see that the gay community, Lil Nas X, Insta ban, and Charlemagne was pushing this shit. Now look at the comments. Now there are more, about 39,000 likes. It's got over 1.2 million views, and people are saying if I said what I said was a persona, because that's what Boosie said. He said at the end of the day, you're not going to change me. They asked him, well, what if your daughter was gay? He said, I don't care. My daughter, I'm not love my daughter, but I'm not going to go to her wedding and give, he said, I got a legacy. People were saying here, if everyone defended and spoke up for black people the way that they do LGBTQ, the world would be a different place. Absolutely. They kept asking the same questions over and over again, trying to get a different response, switching the narrative. Well, what if you had said this? But you have said it like this, well, Boosie, how you gonna say that, man, but not say that? How you gonna say you okay with doing the threesomes with that? This one, Latita White said, everyone has their own opinion and should be able to voice it freely, no matter what their sexual orientation, gender, color, race, religion, famous or not. Boosie makes a lot of valid points, keeps it real, and sticks to what he personally believes, and says Charlemagne and his two musketeers act as if they're doing an intervention. The thing is, Boosie said little boys try to be straight, as in these children still have not figured themselves out when they look around and see the influence of the LGBT. Now, and not to even throw shade on offender community or anything, these kids literally follow whatever they see. He's right. So some kids make their own decisions of their own sexuality based off influence rather than their own sexual preference. It kind of sucks that he can't voice his opinion without people bashing him or trying to make it like he seems numb. And listen, the fact that we even got to put this disclaimer saying, again, seriously, I don't have a problem with the LGBTQ. That's the type of, and I had a conversation with Black Mama about that when we were talking about we have to put disclaimers on everything we talk about just so that no one gets offended. That's how bad it has gotten, ladies and gentlemen, in this country. When you cannot voice your own opinion without someone being emotionally triggered by keywords, and Flame Monroe, to his credit, to Flame's credit, actually said this. Charlemagne's full of shit, Black Voltron. Charlemagne gave DJ Envy a mold of his ass. Y'all remember that? That was some bullshit. So Charlemagne can't say anything about straight or gay, because that was some gay shit. I got to be careful with my words too, because I don't want anybody to think I'm bullying. But they even said it. Look, anybody got a problem with what I just said? Charlemagne even said it. So I'm quoting what he said. They said they play gay games. Now, I don't know what gay games they got going on up there. You know, he had that mole that was made of DJ Envy's behind. I don't really watch, like I said, I don't rock with him no more. I especially stopped rocking with him when they started messing with Judge Joe. Because with Judge, he always brings it. Judge Joe Brown is somebody that has a wealth of information and knowledge that those guys could listen to and learn. You know, Angela Yee and DJ Envy, and I kind of got the feeling Envy was wanted to agree with a lot of what they were saying, but they couldn't say it, which proves there's an agenda. They'll say some positive things one day, but then take two steps back the next day when they have Joe Biden on there and don't even ask him tough questions. You let Joe Biden say, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. Y'all still voted for him. And basically encourage black people to go out and vote for him. What sense does that make? And what Boosie, and what was so upsetting or offensive about the whole thing, I don't know if you guys can read the comments. If I zoom in more, you probably could see it. But what's upsetting about the whole thing was Charlemagne at one point tried to put it on, well, hip hop, you know, you say he's a negative influence referring to Boosie, but you know, you had all of these rappers from the 90s that were a negative, could be a negative influence. And he even said even him. So what's the difference? And Boosie, you know, even though he's not articulate, he said that I know it was a negative influence, but he said that was then. This is now. There's a new negative influence that you have. There's new stuff that they're trying to do. And he's correct. He said back in my day, it was all about getting the money. You know, cash money. Lil Wayne and Juvenile, it was all about getting the money. It's not about that anymore. And when he was talking about everything now is about homosexuality. And I'm not going to lie to, I had issues with some stuff Boosie has done I didn't like. I didn't necessarily care for him uh, getting those women on his son, on his kids who were 13, 14 years old. I certainly thought that was wrong, uh, but and inappropriate. But it is what it is. But you know, I didn't like it either. But you know, he, like I said, he's not the most articulate person. He's not the one really that if you want to have a healthy debate on it, is he the first person I would think of? No, there are countless others who could debate Charlemagne and those guys about this. But this was, but this just goes to show you that all your skin folk aren't your kinfolk. You know, I think if the Breakfast Club would be fight more for black rights than they would gay rights, then maybe we could, like the person commented, this would be a better place. And they're failing, yeah. Their best videos is when they've had Umar Johnson come on. Dr. Umar come on, their ratings always shoot through the roof. people are actually paying attention because to what Boosie's saying when he says he's got older people thanking him for coming out speaking on it, and that's because most people don't want to talk and don't have a platform like he has. He said, "I'm the voice for those that can't speak." But let's talk about what Charlemagne said when he says that there was other negative influence. Yes, of course it was a negative influence, but there were people speaking out against it. I mean, let's be real. When hip hop started, a lot of people, I'm talking about in the 90s when you started to have the era of gangster rap, you had congresswomen, congresspersons speaking out against it. Uh, you had entertainers. I know Bill Cosby was critical of it, and people can take it or leave it from Mr. Cosby because of the pound cake speech and what he was accused of, conflating those things. But there were a lot of people who didn't like gangster rap and were critical of it. There were people that criticized Tupac. Everybody wasn't fans of it. I mean, Spike Lee criticized gangster rap. C. Dolores Tucker, Calvin Butts, who was a pastor. C. Dolores Tucker was led a campaign against gangster rap because she thought it was misogynist. Let's put a picture up of Miss Tucker. Y'all can see Miss Tucker right there. But Boosie even said, if Pac was around, Pac would be condemning this shit. And Charlemagne was like, nah, he wouldn't do that. Yeah, he would. Remember, they put Pac and tied Pac in with the alphabet community when they had his shirts during the month of June. Remember when they had shirts of Tupac celebrating Pac Pride Month? This was his estate. This wasn't Pac that did this. You can't tell me Pac would have co-signed that. This is why it's important, ladies and gentlemen, to own your own stuff so you don't have to deal with this. So I wanted to talk about that. And then the last topic I wanted to talk about tonight, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And also, please donate to the Cash App. You see the links at the bottom. So the last thing I want to talk about is a couple of things. This is what's going on with R. Kelly at his trial. Now, again, if I got to preference my comments and saying I'm not defending R. Kelly, then that tells you again what type of nation we are, what's going on in this country. That when you cannot speak just freely and have an opinion about something, and yet people will get triggered by a subject like a R. Kelly or a Bill Cosby or Weinstein, any of those things that trigger you, then we are certainly living in different times, but we're living in difficult times now. The right to agree to disagree is being decimated by emotions. Now, this is coming from Fox News. A controlling R. Kelly barred his living girlfriends from watching the docu-series that portrayed him as a sexual predator, and kept watch over them during an interview with Gayle King. One of the women testified at the R&B singer's sex trafficking trial. If surviving R. Kelly came on TV, we were to immediately change the channel, said the witness who's testifying as a Jane Doe in federal court. Now, I'm trying to figure out if these are one of the girlfriends, just from reading what I'm reading here on the top of this article, remember these girlfriends, and I don't know, I'll get to whether the cross examination in a second, but these girlfriends were there back when Gayle King did that interview with R. Kelly in 2019. And they're saying that he was in the shadows when she and another living girlfriend spoke to King for CBS This Morning segment in 2019. Let's go back and look at that for a second. I don't know if I can play the video because of copyright, but I distinctly remember these women. Hold on. Now, one of these women are testifying. They don't say who, but they're testifying as Jane Doe's. But these girls, these women, and these were adults, to my knowledge, were all are testifying now at his trial. And I remember distinctly, this was a couple years ago when I believe one of the girls' names was Jocelyn Savage, and I'm going to pull up the names directly so I won't get it wrong. But Jocelyn Savage and Israel Clary spoke with King. And Clary spoke out even against their parents because they were saying that Kelly was holding them against their will. So I think this is a clip. But these women now are testifying against R. Kelly, to my knowledge. One of them are. I don't know exactly who. But they're testifying as a Jane Doe. I'm basing that off of what I read in the Fox News article. So let me play a little bit of this clip so we can take a listen to it. So there's no mistake. This is from 2019. This was the interview with Gayle King. And I can imagine his attorneys, if they have not, they probably have a copy of this clip and are going to grill her about her testimony. But let's take a look.
We also talked to Jocelyn and Azrael Clary about living with R. Kelly and their strange relationship with their families.
Oh, for copyright purposes, this is being shared and used only for the Fair Use Act of 1976. It's supposed to be used for commentary, news purposes only, which is why I'm incorporating this video in here. I don't own the rights to it, but it's fair use.
Made them very emotional too.
Tell me, Azrael, why you're crying. Tell me.
I'm crying because you guys don't know the truth. You guys believe it's a facade that our parents are saying. This is all lies for money. And if you can't say that you're stupid.
We'll bring you more of that interview on Friday, only on CBS This Morning. We also talked to Jocelyn and Azrael Clary about living with R. Kelly and their estranged relationship with their families.
So that's R. Kelly's living girlfriends, and now they are testifying, one of them at least. Remember when all this stuff went on, they left. They're now testifying that he controlled the CBS This Morning interview. Now, being a lawyer myself, I know that this is an ongoing trial. I'm also a commentator, though. So I'm not representing R. Kelly. I'm not involved in the case, but I'm looking at this from a third-party perspective, just like all of you. And regardless of whether I like R. Kelly, regardless if I think he's a good guy or not, I'm just looking at what is transpiring as a lawyer in this courtroom and how this is being conducted. Now, I'm not there 24/7 to see what's going on. I'm not there in the strategy. I don't know what they have put on in their case in chief other than what has been reported to us. But when you have people that are just coming and testifying as Jane Does, when they've already exposed themselves as to the public previously, and they were adults. Some of the women, even in the Surviving R. Kelly documentary, TMZ had the video of these girls, a couple of them, at the concerts waving their hands. Hey, we having a good time. R. Kelly's ex-wife was dogging him in a documentary, but then you saw her in a video dancing to his music. And now, if I'm not mistaken, one of the girls, it's come out that R. Kelly, according to the ex-tour manager, testified, and also the girlfriend, but apparently they said that R. Kelly married Aaliyah to get an abortion. Now, they're bringing in R. Kelly. They're using the documentary essentially to go at R. Kelly. And like I said, a problem with this thing, when we have lynch mobs, it's not me defending R. Kelly, and it's a shame I gotta say this, but we can't, if we have lynch mobs that are controlling court outcomes instead of evidence, we use innuendo, we use hearsay, we're using emotions. We're using emotions rather than evidence. We're using rhetoric rather than law. It's a problem. This is a problem. Again, it's not about whether I'm defending Kells. Lord knows if you put this, my channel could probably be taken down right now because YouTube would say I'm promoting bullying and all that. My content violates their guidelines. That's how dangerous this is. That's how bad it's gotten. But, like Jason Black even said, he wrote here on August 20th, CNN is just fine with California saying you do not have to disclose you have full-blown AIDS to people, but they want to batter R. Kelly over herpes. The hypocrisy of the white supremacist media is just mind-blowing. And they're talking about one person who testified, a man nicknamed Nephew. One of the witnesses on the second day on the witness stand, the latest witness described an episode where Kelly ordered her to have sex with a man nicknamed Nephew as one of her punishments. She said Kelly was in the room watching the encounter. Speaking of Nephew, Kelly told her that he had been grooming him since he was young. Like me, she said. Prosecutors have alleged that Kelly exploited at least 2 John Does, along with several other women expected to testify at his trial. The witness originally began what turned out to be a 5-year relationship with Kelly's assurances he would promote, her own career. So, this is, okay, so he was going to help her promote her career. Asked what steps he took to help during that time, and she said one word answer: none. So they wanted, y'all should see the comment. So she wanted her career to continue. She wanted a music career, and it didn't happen. Now, I don't know and can't answer because, and Black Mama, you and I spoke about this. I can't answer as to his guilt or his innocence because I don't have evidence. I don't know evidence. Yes, I'm aware of the video that we saw, but Just Double Jeopardy says he can't be convicted on that again. That tape would involve the child pornography he was acquitted on. Whether we like it or not, he cannot be retried on that same charge. Any more than OJ could be retried for murder. Kobe Bryant can't be recharged or anything. Well, Kobe is no longer here, but, you know, they can't be retried for the same thing. OJ can't be retried for the same thing. Robert Blake can't be retried for the same thing. Once your case is adjudicated and you're either acquitted or when you're acquitted, that's it. That's why we have laws. That's why we have courts. So all of this, I'm just looking at it, and it looks like a big cluster pluck. I said cluster pluck. I didn't say the other one. So let me see what you guys think. Do y'all think R. Kelly, do you think he's being railroaded? Give me a yes or no. Do you think that it's fair to bring all of this stuff out? Right, it's the court of public opinion that's ruling everything now. But give me a yes or no. Do you think he's being railroaded? Do you think that he's getting a fair trial? Do you think that he deserves what he gets? A lot of people, I think, just want him to get tried and thrown in the slammer just because they feel and know, well, he was up to something. He did something. But again, I tell you, laws don't work like that. Courts don't work like that. They're not supposed to. Prosecutors can't take what one person says, or if you can't charge a person. Let me start over. You can't charge a person. You can't charge a person with robbing Chase Bank on Reed Boulevard at 12:04 p.m. according to Bill of Information. Have no evidence of it, but then you got information that that, well, the accused has had a history of doing this before. Well, because he had a history of doing this before, he did this back in 99. He's got a record. I'm sure he probably did this. No, that's not how that works. Maximus, you said it's the same railroad pattern with no evidence. Yeah, I agree. Same pattern, same thing they did. Similar, although different circumstances with Cosby. This Me Too thing is dangerous. I've said this before. Yeah, we'll continue monitoring this. But that's the last thing I wanted to talk about tonight. So before I get out of here, I want to talk about managing your resources. You know, everything we've talked about in this in tonight's broadcast, everything that we have discussed, I all relates back to resources. And I say that because when we look at television shows, when we look at networks that don't, when we don't control the narrative and yet we complain about our images and how we're portrayed in a negative way, how many of us, again, are willing to invest into our own network? Scrap that. How many of us are willing to invest in ourselves? We will spend money on some of the, at the worst times, and on some of the worst stuff that we don't even need. Things that we don't even need now. If you have 44 million or 40 million, between 40 and 40 million African Americans that live in this country, and they all average the same $100 each. Of course, there are children involved. Obviously, we don't expect the kids to give anything. But $100 each, that's enough, more than enough money to buy several networks, to buy a radio station, to buy a movie theater, create our own movie theaters, our own studios. These are things that can be done. You know, I think a mistake that Bill Cosby did when he tried to buy NBC. I wish that Mr. Cosby was try and invest. He had enough money to invest and create his own network. Because if he had his own network, I'm sure that network would have tried, the network at least that he owned and created would be able to counter the narrative that social media puts out. It's social media that says you're guilty till proven guilty. It's social media that's puts out the memes with you with the pill calling you Pill Cosby. You gotta have balance. You have to have stuff offset. And if you invested in yourself, I see you Maximus Royalty, then good. Invest in yourself. So let's get in writing. Let's invest in ourselves. If that's what we're gonna leave out today in this broadcast, it wasn't gonna be a long broadcast because I was trying to keep it to an hour myself. Because I gotta get up just like y'all. Then let's do it. I'm gonna come back Thursday and I'm gonna show y'all what exactly we can use to network. What's up, Tav? It can be done, guys. I appreciate it, Brother Tav. Absolutely, Maximus. But that's even more reason why we got to have a narrative of our own. We got to control it. Let's put our money on. It's not hard. We just got to strategize it. So, two things we take away: invest in yourself first and strategize. When you get paid from work, pay yourself. Like my father used to tell me, the first thing you do when you get money, when you give it, pay yourself. Put your money in savings. Get with some, learn about investors, get and be friends. You know, a reason why a lot of people, I know they get flack for joining groups like the Boule or the Alpha Phi Alphas, the Omegas, the Divine Nine fraternities. A lot of people, of course, give them flack for it. I know in a conscious community and people on here because we look at them as the class that holds blacks back or don't do enough. But I can tell you one of the reasons why many people join those organizations are different social organizations is because they know that there are business opportunities that they could get from themselves. When you're in the same lodge as that fellow Mason, or you're in the same fraternity, you're Alpha, you're Omega. Oh, the president of our local chapter, he works for the state. Oh yeah, really? Oh yeah, he works in such and such department. Treasury department. Oh great. I need to talk with him because he can help me out. Oh, he works for a bank. He works for, he's the president of this bank. Okay. Yeah, well, good to go. That's one reason why people do it. But anyway, guys, it's time to invest in ourselves. It's time to strategize. And it's also time to prioritize. So let's do it. So, guys, please, if you like this video, if you like this live stream, please hit that Cash App. Please donate to the Cash App, Gavin Richard Esquire. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. If you are new, hit that bell so you get notifications when I go live, so you don't miss a broadcast. But hit the like, share, and subscribe button. It has always been a pleasure to be with you here tonight. I am the host with the most, Gavin Richard, and welcome to Gavin Richard Presents. Shout out to Black Mama. Shout out to Tall B, Computer Robots, Maximus Royalties, Talking and Grubbing. I seen you. I haven't seen Rosalind, but she's probably asleep. Black Voltron, Lamiko. You guys helped make the show go. Belinda, Rashana Morrison. What's up, Rashana? I don't know if you're still up there, but thank you for tuning in. I appreciate the broadcast. I said I wasn't going to be long. If you like to advertise, if you have a Black-owned business, let me know. I would like to certainly do ads with you. You can email me for rates if you would like. You can also, guys, join the Patreon for some exclusive content that you may not find here on YouTube. Appreciate it, Black Mama. Also, appreciate it, Black Voltron. Also, guys, please check out NawniesCreoleBlends.com. That is the name of the seasoning, NawniesCreoleBlends.com. Try it on chicken, meat, or fish. Nawnies goes great with every dish. And we want to thank our 1,000 plus subscribers. Join me this Thursday. I will have on Sean James, and we'll be talking about some damn thing. I don't know. But obviously, it'll be a good one. Maximus Royalty says, good night, Royal Emperors and the Empress in the chat. Emperors and Emperors. All right. Good night, guys. We're going to, of course, close this out. As always, we're going to get on up, because before we get on down, we got to get on up. And you guys be on the lookout. I will have my new single for you all to check out. So please be on the lookout for that. All right. Okay, guys. I'll holla. Peace.
Girl, come on. Gotta dance to the beat, because on the dance floor is where we'll meet. Show me what you got. Gotta feel the groove.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the.
Right now the party's wasted. There's nothing much to do. But once the groove gets started, tell me, what do you have to lose? Just look into my eyes, girl, as we glide across the room. And what to my surprise now, the beat takes hold of you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really grooving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the.
Tell the DJ play the whispers. Rock steady in the mood. Put on earth, wind, and fire. Tonight we're gonna groove. Show me how you do the four corners. Electric slide on two. Hit the bus stop, I'll do the bunny hop, baby. It's really up to you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really grooving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the.
Now 2020 hasn't been the best year of all times. We've been dealing with death, the pandemic, racism, bad policing, and all the bad rhymes. But like Uncle Snoop once said, if you breathe and you're achieving. So if you're ready, I need you all to get on up. Are you ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Get your butt on the dance floor. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. This jam we appreciate. We're gonna slide and step on the beat. On the dance floor is where we'll be.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up
and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor.
Get on the baby. Yeah, gotta get on. Come on, baby, gotta get on. Baby.
Feel the groove, get on the floor.